Over the South Korean National Assembly, a 4-day interpellation session got started today. Several high-level government officials facing questions on domestic political issues. For details, let's turn to our Park Ji-won.
Around a dozen lawmakers from Korea's three main political parties grilled high-profile government officials at Parliament on Tuesday. The list of officials in the hot seat included Prime Minister Hwang Kyo-ahn, as well as the Ministers of Justice, Public Safety, and Interior. Lawmakers focused their attention on the government's approach to addressing the nuclear and missile threats from North Korea. The controversy surrounding the U.S. missile defense system THAAD was also a key topic.
Some politicians argue that North Korea would not have conducted nuclear tests if the Sunshine Policy had continued and the decision to deploy THAAD hadn't been made. But even in 2006, when the Sunshine Policy was in place, when there was no mention of THAAD, North Korea conducted a nuclear test.
North Korea has long continued its reckless development of nuclear weapons. The THAAD deployment is an inevitable decision by the government to protect the people from the North.
On another front, opposition lawmakers urged the government to set up a new body to investigate corruption cases involving high-profile officials, drawing the objections of the Prime Minister.
It's now been over 10 years since we started discussing setting up the investigative body. We can no longer rely on the prosecution to reform itself.
We know prosecutors are having problems with self-reform, but we currently have a special prosecutor system, and I think we should use it instead of creating a new investigative body.
Lawmakers also touched on a range of other issues, including a proposal to revise the Constitution and the government's crisis management capability amid the recent earthquakes that jolted the southeastern part of the country. The next session on Wednesday will focus on national security and foreign affairs, while the economy will be the main topic on Thursday, and educational and social issues will top the agenda on Friday. Park Ji-won, Arirang News.